What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I have a comparison that has been requested more than pretty much any comparison ever on this channel. I get so many questions or requests for people wanting me to compare this Hammer Obsession Tour Pearl to the Roto Grip RST X2. Now, personally, I don't think these two balls will have a whole lot in common on the lane. They're both asymmetrical pearls, and to me, that's where the differences end. So if you like this video and you want to see more comparisons like this, these cross-brand comparisons, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you like the jersey, Motivlu10 at coolwick.com. So let's get into the tech about this ball. The Obsession Tour Pearl is in the high performance category, just like this RST X2. It's a gold. The core is the Obsession Tour Core, and 15 pounds has an RG of 2.46, differential of 0.34, and an asymmetric differential of 0.13. Then it comes out of box at 1500 polish, same as this RST X2. So, all right, so now let's get into the RST X2. The RST X2 features the E-Trax Plus Pearl Reactive Cover that comes out of box at a 1500 grit polish as well. Then the core is the Roto Star Tour Core, and it has an RG of 2.53, which is very high. Well, not very high, but much higher than the 247 on this Obsession Tour Pearl. The differential is 0.53, which again is much, much higher than the Obsession Tour Pearl. And the intermediate differential, or the asymmetrical differential, is 0.16, which again is higher than this one. So this is another one of those situations where just because these balls are asymmetrical pearls doesn't mean that they're going to be very similar at all. Now, I do think that both of these balls are going to create quite a bit of shape on the lanes, but I think that as we get further and further left, this one will start to outshine this one by a considerable margin. And then in the beginning, when I'm playing a little bit straighter, same thing. I think this one's going to look much better than the RST X2. But we're going to get on the lanes, we're going to check them out, we're going to compare them. I love both of these bowling balls. There is no secret. These are two of my favorite bowling balls in my entire arsenal right now. So I'm actually glad that we're going to throw them side by side, as this is the first time that I'm throwing these balls side by side. Very importantly, guys, if you like this Obsession Tour Pearl, or if you like this RST X2, there's a link in the description where you can order your very own one of these bowling balls. It is the absolute best way to support this channel, is to go through one of those links so you can order one of these balls. It is, like I keep saying it, the best way to support the channel. That way BowlerSmart knows that I sent you. I keep showing my value. Then there's also a link to my Patreon where we chat bowling on Discord all the time. I invite all of you to come and at least check it out. And then for the layouts on the Obsession Tour Pearl and the RST X2, as always, are 45 by 4.5 by 45. I lay out all my ASIMs the exact same way so that we can have a really good baseline. Let's get these balls on the lanes here at South Point to see what they're all about. What's up, man? Oh! All right, so you guys just saw the first 5 shots with this Obsession Tour Pearl, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's gonna be a struggle for me to play that straight with this RST X2, just because of how much stronger the core and cover is on this ball. And it's gonna be one of those situations where I show you guys why, just because they're both asymmetrical pearls, doesn't mean that you can't have both of these in the bag. I would absolutely keep both of these in the bag. And from a little bit straighter, this Obsession Tour Pearl is really, really good. So the first couple shots with the RST X2, I'll stay a little bit straighter on the lanes, and then I'll definitely have to move a little bit further left, and I will. And I'm gonna keep doing that, and then once we establish a baseline for both of these bowling balls, I'll get into the part of the lane where I think both of these will really, really shine. Definitely high, definitely high. Whoo! All right, so here we go. Just because these balls are both asymmetric pearls does not mean that they are in the same category. Not all asymmetric pearls are built the same. These are built completely different. So at the end, I started with this a little bit straighter, no chance. It was way too flippy on the fresh. I ended up being about 5 or 6 left of where I started with this one for the RST X2 to look really, really good. And I suspect that as we progress throughout this video, that difference is gonna grow larger and larger and larger. And also, a really, really big thing, I would never throw this ball on the fresh for score with the polish. It'll just be way too angular, especially on the house shot. Whereas this Obsession Tour Pearl, I absolutely would throw on the fresh because it has that lower RG, because it wants to get into roll a little bit sooner, because the cover isn't as strong as the RST X2. For those reasons why I would throw this on the fresh over this. Now this is a very big thing. Just because the X2 hooks more than the Obsession Tour Pearl does not mean that the X2 is better by any stretch of the imagination, because I honestly think that the Obsession Tour Pearl is actually a little bit better. But better is very relative because it's better in the situation. Because if I'm going to the Obsession Tour Pearl game 5, game 6, game 7, when I gotta get in and bend it, it's not gonna look very good. And then vice versa, if I try to throw this on the fresh, play a little bit straighter, it's not gonna look that good. So better is very relative to the situation that you're in. So let's get back on the lanes. Oh, a little fast 8. So you guys already know my opinion on this Obsession Tour Pearl and the RST X2. But what I've learned since originally reviewing both of these bowling balls is that with the Obsession Tour Pearl, I like keeping it a little bit straighter in the oil because that differential is low enough that it's not gonna wanna hook or overhook when I get it in a little bit. I like keeping my angles a little bit more shut down, and because of that is why I love this Obsession Tour Pearl. And then the RST X2, I love it for the complete opposite reason. When I need to create those large, really big angles, this is a ball that I lean on pretty heavily when I have to get into those situations. So these two balls, like I've been saying throughout this entire video, are both asymmetrical pearls, yes, and that is where the similarities end. I mean, oh, that hit my ankle and still struck. And then for those reasons is why this RST X2 is probably the best ball that I have at getting left and creating shape. I mean, I typically struggle from that part of the lane, and this ball gives me a ton of confidence. The RST X2 is better from getting left and creating shape, sure, but this one's way better at playing a little bit straighter. So take that however you want. If you're looking for a ball that's gonna be a little bit cleaner through the front, that let you play a little bit straighter, you're gonna wanna get into this Obsession Tour Pearl. And then if you want a ball that you need to get left, that's very clean through the front, that's gonna create a lot of shape, then you're gonna be in the RST X2. Neither one is better than the other. They're different. They are different, they are different, they are different. Let's get back on the lanes. Not a good shot, but I'll take it. So I think now that I've thrown both of these balls long enough next to each other, I would say that the biggest difference that I'm seeing is that the Obsession Tour Pearl allows me to play a little bit tighter through the fronts. It doesn't make me create a whole lot of angle. It lets me be a little bit tighter, and I know that it's not gonna overhook in the middle part of the lane. I think that's the biggest, I mean, obviously besides the really big hook discrepancy between the two, but we already knew that going in because of the core. And the cover, I think, is also a little bit stronger on the RST X2. These are completely different enough to warrant having both of them in the bag. And going forward, if I'm going to certain events, both of these will be in the bag. They are definitely different enough to have both of them. So now we're gonna get into the RST X2. I'm gonna move a little bit further left still, and then after that, we'll get into the versatility test, which I think will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh! This left. Push. So it took me 28 shots to realize what the good reason is for comparing the RST X2 and the Obsession Tour Pearl. It's because these are the two best balls I have at what they are good at. So meaning playing a little bit straighter when I need a little kick down lane, this is the best ball that I have for that. And then when I got to get left and create shape, this is the best ball that I have at doing that. And I think that's why this comparison ended up being really, really good. Plus my strike percentage with this Obsession Tour Pearl is pretty outrageous. The last video I reviewed it, plus now, plus the shots that I've thrown it in the league, it's pretty hilariously outrageous. So now we're gonna get into the versatility test. This is the moment that I personally have been waiting for since I decided to compare these bowling balls. I'm gonna throw 3 shots from 3 different zones so that we can see which one of these balls is more versatile. 15 with my feet, 25 with my feet, 35 with my feet. Oh! All right, so when it comes to versatility, the verdict is clear. The Obsession Tour Pearl is just more versatile. It struck from all 3 zones with ease. Zone 1, this one didn't look all that great. It went Brooklyn. Then I 4-pinned from zone 2, and then it looked phenomenal from zone 3. This one looked pretty good from zone 1, phenomenal from zone 2, and it looked pretty good from zone 3. So all in all, Obsession Tour Pearl more versatile, but neither is better than the other for the reasons I've listed in the video. And guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. The most important thing that I can say on the way out of this video is please guys, use my link in the description to order anything, any of your bowling needs. It doesn't matter if it's a bowling ball, a chamois, a finger insert, a shirt, a towel, shoes, literally anything of your bowling needs. It is the absolute best way to support the channel. Thank you guys. You guys know I love you guys more than anything. Click right here to watch one of my other videos. Click right here to subscribe. Till next time, we out.